Okay, so to complete the square, we're going to start out with the basic quadratic equation. X squared minus 12x plus 7 equals 0. From here, there's definite steps. The first thing you do is move the constant over to the other side. So to do that, you do the opposite, or use your addition subtraction property. When you subtract, in this case the 7, leave a blank spot on both sides of the equals. You're going to fill it in with a number in just a moment. The number that you're going to fill in is going to help you factor the left-hand side nicely. In other words, it's going to be a perfect trinomial square that you build once you've done this. So the process is you take half of the middle number and then square that result to build a square. So our square that we built was 36. This is the number that you're going to add to both sides of the equation. So that's the number that's going to get put on the blank. Right, so whatever we add to one side, we have to do to the other side. Okay. And then from here, this side should factor into something times itself. So we go back to factoring by guess and test, but we don't have to guess too much because for this one, the signs are going to be the same because the last number is positive. They're both going to be negative because that's the sign in the middle. To get x squared, x times x, and then take the square root of 36, and that's the number that you're going to put here. Also, the number that you did here is going to be the number that you're seeing here in your factor. So if you really get stuck on factoring, look back to right before you squared it. From here, we want to add the right-hand side. So a negative 7 and a positive 36, positive 29. Condense the left side rather. So x minus 6 times x minus 6 is x minus 6 taken twice. And the reason we want to do this is because the next step is to use the square root property. So to get rid of a square, you take the square root to both sides. Now, there's a reason why we do this, but you're going to end up with two solutions, one positive, one negative on the right-hand side. So this is really the square and the square root canceling. X minus 6 equals plus or minus the square root of 29. Anytime you take the square root to both sides, you're also going to include that plus or minus symbol. And now solve for x. So we need to get rid of the minus 6, add 6 to both sides of the equation, and I have x equals 6 plus or minus the square root of 29. Right. You can leave your answer in this condensed form, or for my math lab purposes, you may have to break it up into 6 plus the square root of 29 and 6 minus the square root of 29. And those are your two solutions for your quadratic equation that was supposed to have two solutions.